Hey everybody, George Adair here on air with George Adair Small Bites Edition. It's where we keep it brief, we keep it factual, and give you some good ideas to help make your life financially better. Today, I'm joined again with Kara Stewart. She's with Focus Strategic Solutions. She's an independent advisor, and she's got so many cool ideas that I just said, you know what, we need to do a second segment. We ran out of time in our first segment, Kara. So here we go, second segment number 2. And if you're just seeing this one, we'll have a link in the video to our first segment.
Okay.
So Kara, let's talk about your process. You're an independent advisor. What is your process to help people be financially better?
Well, as an independent advisor, I can tell you that in the last 2 decades, I've worked in every financial service distribution channel. And I'm confident when I say that there aren't other advisors that do what it is I do to the degree that I do them. For example, if someone were to become a prospect wants to become a client, the way that looks is I ask them for detailed information.
Okay.
And it is somewhat lengthy because just like your tax return. And sometimes I'll get pushback from clients or prospects. Why do you need my tax return? And I will tell them if you don't give that to your financial advisor, that's like going to your doctor and having them prescribe a remedy without looking at your medical file.
Right. You've got to have a full picture.
That is as important as the overall piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
So yes, I do ask for all that information, and then I show them status quo.
Okay.
If you keep doing what you're doing, this is what your future self looks like. And are you on track to meet, exceed, or fall short of those goals?
Right.
And then I do some analyst work where I then decide, like, what am I going to propose you consider that would improve upon your situation? So even if you are on track, I can always improve upon and make it better.
Yeah, and do you limit yourself to high net worth folks, or do you
Nope.
try to help people wherever it makes sense?
My youngest client is 20. My oldest client is 103.
Nice.
So there's no too soon. There's no too late. I also don't have a minimum profile. And I do that for a couple of reasons. One is I wish somebody was helping me when I first got started, buying a house, having babies. And then also you never know who they know. One of my smallest accounts referred me to one of my largest. So my mantra and just my life is do the right thing and when nobody's watching.
Yeah, well, I've always lived by the mantra, if you treat people right, money will follow. It's
Right,
not about,
absolutely.
and I believe that with you too. It's just not about that part of it, right? It's about helping people make good decisions. And one thing I'm finding in my mortgage side of my business is that they're stressed out about debt, and they're holding on to mortgage interest rates that are in the 2s and 3s while paying credit cards in the 20s and 30s.
Right.
Talk to me about your opinion of that in general.
Well, we do get into obviously debt planning and expenses, et cetera. And, I educate clients on leveraging and arbitrage, which is something, if you think about your own bank, for example, when you deposit money into a bank, they're going to pay you pennies, right?
Literally.
Yeah. And if you borrow money from a bank, they're going to charge you dollars.
Yes.
So to the degree we can do that as individual investors, it does make sense. So it's all about interest rates. What are you paying, and can your money earn more for you than it costs to borrow it?
Yeah, and I look at people swapping debt for debt. Like, we all have our own personal balance sheet, and we have our own personal profit and loss. And those of you that are financially aware of this concept of a balance sheet is that you have assets and liabilities. Assets are what's the value of your house minus your mortgage, right? So it creates equity. That's an asset. And liabilities are the debt, like the mortgage, like a credit card or auto loans, student loans. And we're seeing a lot of people that are really suffering the high interest debt in their lives. And if you can move the debt from one bucket to a cheaper bucket, it might produce that arbitrage.
Absolutely.
Hopefully will, otherwise you wouldn't want to make the move.
Right.
And then you can do what with those funds? You can put it towards your future investment in retirement instead of paying it to the bank.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, folks, is you need an advisor like Kara, who is well-versed in all the strategies that can make your life, whether you're 20 or 103, I think you said.
I did. Yes.
Make it better, make it planning better. And Kara, you were recently invited to participate in a book. You co-authored a book. What was that?
I did. With 3 other industry professionals, we wrote the Holistic Retirement Account, and it's as current as the pandemic. So very, very appropriate news. I wrote the forward and then collaborated with the other individuals.
Yeah.
And then I solely authored my book called Put Power in the Purse.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's going to drop, I think, in November.
Nice. Kind of always wanted to say that I'm going to drop something in November. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. I can't wait to read it. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
And we're going to put your information here. It's going to pop up magically, folks. And I really do recommend you give Kara a call if you have any specific financial questions. She really is an incredible resource to my clients, to our community. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much. And your future self will thank you.
I love that. Kara Stewart, Focus Strategic Solutions. All right. Thanks for being on with us.
Thank you.
All right.